For the first time in this trilogy, Mia Goth is no longer the central star of the film because director Ty West and the production team really step up their game in bringing to life the 1980s Hollywood setting. You know me by now, I love the 1980s, I love the era, I love the aesthetic, I love the music, and it's all captured very, very well here in MaXXXine. I love the grainy visual look to the film, and just tonally and the vibe, it felt very atmospheric and absorbing. And the first 10 minutes of this film, with the opening credits montage going through Hollywood, there's news reports, you've got Gimme All Your Lovin' by ZZ Top playing, cool little fonts on the opening titles. I was like, okay, we're in for something pretty good with this one. But of course, yes, Mia Goth is once again terrific in here. She doesn't top the 7-minute unedited monologue that she did in Pearl, but she's still really good, and you're weirdly rooting for MaXXXine, even though she's very determined and very ambitious to do literally whatever it takes to ensure that she becomes a Hollywood star. But you like that about the character, or at least I did. But as good as Mia Goth was, and as good as the production quality and Ty West was directing the film, overall I was underwhelmed by MaXXXine because of the story, the editing, and the pacing. I found the film to be quite plodding for the first hour and 20 minutes or so. MaXXXine's in Hollywood, she's being stalked by the Night Stalker, and it's just, she's going around and she's scared, she doesn't know what to do, and just not really much is happening beyond that. And it started to wear on the pacing a little bit. There's this really clumsy foot chase about halfway through that was a bit awkwardly put together. There's also a situation that MaXXXine has to deal with that she deals with in a very simple way, in a very simply written way. And I just thought the writing on that front could have been a little bit smarter. Despite that, I was still interested in MaXXXine, and I was interested to learn who the Night Stalker was, because it's clearly a mystery as to this person's identity. So I was thinking that if it was building up to a great climax, a satisfying climax, it could bring the film home and save it from disappointment. But I gotta be honest, the climax of this film I found a bit cheesy. I understand what they were doing narratively and thematically, it's just, it didn't work for me. And some people might say that they're trying to throw back to some of the B-movie cheesy corniness of the 1980s slasher films in kind of a homage, pastiche kind of way. But the film leading up to it was fairly serious. And then the climax, there's this performance that just feels really overcooked. It felt really over the top, and again, just cheesy, and it just did not work for me. And it left me walking out of the film again, just underwhelmed and disappointed. It is a bummer because I really liked a lot of the ingredients in this. The 1980s time period, Hollywood setting, the serial killer vibes. But in the end, MaXXXine was kind of par for the course for the Ty West X trilogy, in that Mia Goth was much, much better than the film that she was in.